Hello everyone, this is Onia. I make this video today to ask you all to consider the possibility of supporting my YouTube channel and in general my ministries. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what my ministries is all about. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. I'm trying to cover this. All right. Anyways, so my ministry is all about uh, restoring the Dead Sea Scrolls faith and incorporating it into our lives as best as possible. The principles that it teaches us, because I believe the Dead Sea Scrolls are key to restoring the true faith of the Messiah and the apostles and the earliest believers. There are some amazing kernels of truth in those scrolls. And I have tried to model my life around those scrolls, and that's the foundation of everything I'm doing. I jump off that. Now, there's a lot of other things that branch off from the Dead Sea Scrolls that goes far beyond the Dead Sea Scrolls, but the Dead Sea Scrolls is the beginning, it's the stepping stone, the foundation. Without that, everything else would not be strongly grounded. But that grounds everything that I'm trying to do. And so my project, my most important project in my life, I believe, is my Bible project. And the goal of the Bible project is to restore the scriptures as best as possible using the resources we have, using the manuscripts we have, using textual criticism, and trying to reconstruct a version of the Bible which is far superior to our current copies, because I believe I have found sufficient evidence to show that our current copies are highly corrupted in many ways that mislead us and bring people into condemnation. So we want people to be saved, we want people to be righteous, and the best chance we have is if we have the proper scriptures, if we have as much of God's word as possible, as much of the word of his direct prophets and apostles as possible. We want as little corruption as possible in the actual text. To do that, we need to do a lot of work. And so the amount of work and effort I need to put into this project to make it a reality and to make it successful is a lot. And I have to put a lot of time, energy, and resources into it. This, if I do it properly, will be very expensive of what it's going to cost. I need to buy resources, the particular resources for each resource that enables me to use the different manuscripts that are key for this project. So right now, for example, I was lucky enough to receive a complete set of the Dead Sea Scrolls as PDF files. If, however, I had not received those PDF files, I would have needed to spend about $13,000 just for the Dead Sea Scrolls. Those there's an official series called the Discoveries of the Judean Desert. 40 volumes would have cost over $13,000. Luckily, I don't have to do that. I already have the PDF files for that. But what I do need to get is the complete set of the Septuagint, the Göttingen Septuagint series, and that's 20 plus volumes, and that's going to cost several $1,000s. So I need money for that. I also need to get the series for the Old Latin edition of the Bible. For each book of the Bible, there's an Old Latin manuscript base, which costs a good amount of money too. So for the manuscripts for biblical books, we're looking at probably in the range of $10,000 or more for getting the resources for this Bible project to be as fully completed as possible. Now, I understand that a lot of the stuff that could be done is not, how do I put it? It's like, to be as complete and thorough as possible, I need to get all that stuff. However, if I don't get all that stuff, I can still work on the Bible project and release a preliminary version. It just won't be as thorough, won't be all as exhaustive, but it will still be very valuable, and in many ways, it'll meet the purposes of what I'm trying to do. It'll be sufficient. But to be as fully as sufficient as possibly that I can, we want to get all these resources. And so it's going to cost probably more than $10,000 to get all these resources. Now, currently, I have about $5,000 in resources in my current personal library of physical books that I bought in the past when I had a job. Now, recently, I have gotten a job. Once again, I got my old job back from 2011. I was rehired last month. I'm going to be working at this job for about 3 to 5 years, hopefully, at most 10 years. I will be saving a lot of this money, investing it in the stock market. My intent is to make a lot of money and basically get rich. Now, when I say get rich, you have to understand the view of the Dead Sea Scrolls is such that we are not to hoard things for ourselves. So we believe it's a sin to be rich when we're keeping the riches for ourselves. If we keep the riches to help other people, then that's different, because you're not having it for yourself, you're sharing it with others. So that's the goal, is to basically become a millionaire over the next 5 to 10 years, which I believe is very possible, very plausible on my current track that I'm headed. However, I'm not going to be able to buy a lot of books because of this, because I need to focus on securing. My the money that's needed, and to do that, I'm going to focus on this job, focus on making money in the stock market. And as I said, 5 to 10 years from now, I should have enough money to quit this job and devote myself full time to this ministry. Okay, I want to devote myself full time to the ministry. Right now, I cannot do that because of this. I need to do this job. You guys can help me get to the point I need to be, where I can quit this job and serve you guys full time and work on this project full time. As well, I have many other projects that are very important. I want to establish a community modeled on the Dead Sea Scrolls and modeled on the faith of the apostles, as you see in the book of Acts, for example. All the believers shared things in common, for example. I want to establish something like that, a type of communism that is biblically sanctioned, that incorporates principles of capitalism in a way that perfectly meshes with communism. So you got capitalism and communism, the way you normally assume both, and you put them together, and you get the system of God. You get the system of the Dead Sea Scrolls that has capitalistic principles, but in a communist framework. And that's what I want to do. I want to establish that community. I want to help people who are in need, poor people. I want to be able to go out into the streets and basically just find random people who are homeless, poor, needy, and say, you know what? Come with me, join my society, and I will protect you. I will provide everything you need. In exchange, you help us, and you just consider what we had to say and learn from us. And the intent is to help people get on their feet, to get the money they need. We work together for the good of everybody, not for ourselves. We need to stop focusing on ourselves, individuals, and focus on the community as a whole. And that's what my life's about, is not focusing on me, but focusing on everyone else and saying, how can I best use what I have and all my knowledge, resources, and skills? How can I best help everyone else and bolster them as much as possible, so the greatest good I can contribute to this world? I have a lot of plans in the world. I want to start a lot of businesses that will help people. I want to start a grocery store chain, which has healthy food, which is very low prices, so low that I'm almost not making any money at all. But we want to make a little bit of money, enough money to to not lose money on the grocery store, and we want to make a slight little profit off of it, but we don't want to make huge profits like these grocery chains are making. So I want something like a grocery store chain that's focused on giving people healthy food. We really need that, especially as we're going forward. It's going to get more and more expensive, especially when we get into more economic crisis, greater economic crises. So there's so many plans I have to try to help people. I can't do it on my own. You guys can help make it a reality by supporting me, joining my cause, coming to live with me in a community that I establish in the future. All these things you can help do. Okay, so I could really use people's help and support, their prayer especially. And down the road, the intention is also to go into some politics. What we want to do is find a place. We want to find a place where we can start at the local level, where the city, for example. We want to go to a local level where we, through legal due process, we take over a city and where we implement principles of communism at a city level. But we want to be very careful. We don't want to break laws. We don't want us to get shut down. Because on the one hand, we have to think what laws are okay to break, even if there might be consequences, because we know that not all the laws are just. So sometimes it's okay to break laws so long as we don't get caught, you know. Other times we have to go to a higher standard, and the law we're not to violate because it's God's law and it's immoral. And so there's that. Then also sometimes you just have to think, is it worth it to break this law? Because if we break the law, we could get in jail, we could get in trouble. So the fact that we don't want to get in trouble and we don't want our ministry to be shut down is a good incentive to keep the law as much as we can afford to keep it. So we will try our best to keep the law. And we're going to look and research the law and try to figure out, okay, this is breaking the law. This is not. This we could possibly get away with. Things like that, you know. So we want to look at how can we start a city community without violating the amendments of our Constitution, without violating our Constitution, because we don't want to be unjust to people. You know, we want to fairly compensate people. We don't want to break labor laws. We don't want to violate civil rights laws. So we have to find ways to make it work, either loopholes or technicalities or something where we can live our life according to the faith of the scriptures without breaking laws. So I really hope that you can consider joining my cause and just helping us accomplish this thing. We want to start at the city level and we'll spread to other places, possibly as much as possible, spreading to other counties in a single state. And we might get to a point where we actually have enough people to vote in a governor and state leaders, basically, in one of the states of the United States of America. And we could actually take over legally one of the United States of America, and we could make it into a communist state according to the principles of the scriptures. If you guys have any questions or worries or concerns about this, please direct them to me either in the comments or private message, and I will try to alleviate your concerns and answer any questions you have, and make it so that you guys are not wary of what I'm trying to do, because I want people to support me and not run away from what I'm doing. And if you don't support everything I'm doing, just hang in there and I have a lot to offer, so please don't dismiss me or reject me because of some ideas you might not agree with me of what I'm trying to do. Please know that I have a sincere heart and I'm trying to help people. And my friends and family know, who disagree with me on my beliefs, they know I have a sincere heart and that I would never intentionally want any harm on anyone. So know that I'm not trying to take advantage of people in a malicious manner. I'm trying to help as much people as possible. be as successful as they possibly can. One of the key ways you can help is become a Patreon supporter. I've made a Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Dead Sea Scrolls Religion. You can go there and you can see what my goals are for the Dead Sea Scroll Bible Project, and you can become a Patreon supporter, a patron. And it goes, how Patreon works is once a month you pay money. You can cancel out of it if you feel like it's not something you want to support anymore. But basically, once a month, you give money as much as you desire, and there are different tiers you can give rewards at. So, you know, even if you guys support what I'm doing, if you have at least a little bit of extra money, you could just donate $1 every month. That's all it would take. Think about it for a second. I have 500 subscribers. I know it's unrealistic for all the subscribers to become patrons. That's silly. But just hypothetically, let's say they all became patrons and they all decide to donate $1. That's $500 a month. If everyone's agreeing $1 a month. So, you know, and there might be some people who become Patreon supporters who are not subscribers. So perhaps, you know, even if it's only $100 a month, that's not a bad amount. That's going to help. Any amount is going to help. As long as it's a single dollar or more, what you donate per month is going to be significant. Remember in the scriptures, the woman who gave all that she had and bought the ointment, she was praised as giving more than the other people, even though it was less monetary value, but it was a higher percentage, and that mattered more in the eyes of the Messiah. So in the same way, you know, don't focus so much on how much money you can give. Focus on quality of who you're giving it to and importance of the ministry and the percentage of what you have that you're able to give. So even if you can only give $1, that's going to help tremendously, I believe, because other people are going to do that too. So please consider, if someone's watching this and they really like what I'm doing, my ministry, they like my goals and ideas, please consider supporting me and becoming a patron, even if it's just $1 a month. And again, if you have questions about it, you are interested in becoming a patron, but you're not sure, you're cautious because of some of the things I said in this video, or you're not entirely sure what my ministry is about, then you please contact me and I will try to explain for you, and then you can decide if this is for you or not, if you feel like you want to be a supporter or not. Anyways, this is pretty much what I wanted to say. I kind of just did this on the spur of the moment. I don't have a script, so this was very just whatever came to my mind at the time. But I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed the other videos and teachings I've been doing for you guys. And I have a lot more to share with you guys in the future. There's a lot of exciting things. I'm not going to be abandoning my work while I'm working. I'm not going to be abandoning my ministry while I'm working. I'm just going to have to put less emphasis on it. So I will try to do some work on my ministry in the evenings, some evenings of my week, as well as on weekends. I'll focus on weekends to do my ministry work. But on some weekends and some evenings, I won't be able to do much for my ministry. But in some weekends and evenings, I'll be putting a lot of time into it. So I'm not going to abandon what I'm doing. I'm not going to abandon my main focus and my main mission in life. But no one's helping right now. So I need to do it on my own at this time. That's why I got this job, so I can, if no one's going to help me, then I have to do it on my own, and I have to make it a reality. I can't just sit around waiting for something to happen. I got to take charge. I got to take initiative, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to save up money, try to make a lot of money for my ministry, and then use it to help people. And whoever wants to join me, God bless you. Join me, and we will make a great difference in the world. If you want to make a great difference in the world and eliminate poverty as much as possible, eliminate war as much as possible, eliminate all the bad stuff in this world, Join my cause, and we will make it happen. We will do the best we can to make the world as great a place as possible. We know it's going to be horrible in the end times. Horrible. And we're approaching there. But a lot of people don't know this. But as believers, believers expect the end times. They think the end is coming imminently, very soon. I have inside knowledge based on the extra scriptures that very few people read. I have inside knowledge that that's not true. He's not coming. The Messiah is not coming back. Antichrist is not coming anytime soon. It's going to be in about 150 years from now. 150 years is when all that stuff's going down. In the meantime, things will be progressing. Worse. It'll get worse, and it'll get better. Worse, better, worse, better, and it'll go down, and it's going to go crazy. We've not seen anything yet. Things are going crazy. They will go crazy in a way you can not imagine. Technology is going to get crazier. We've already seen, if we think technology is crazy now, it's going to get much crazier in the future. And if we think this weather is bad now, it's going to get much, much worse. It's going to be much worse. We're probably going to have at least 2 or 3 more world wars, at least 1 more world war, but I suspect at least definitely, I'm pretty sure at least 2 more world wars before the Messiah comes back. So it's going to be a long haul, and we are among the final generation to lead up to the end times of the millennial kingdom being established. So we need to do the work. We need to prepare people for the end times. That's what our mission is. Prepare people for the end times. So you guys need to help make this a reality. We need to be a light in the darkness in the last days. We can't run and hide. We have to impose ourselves throughout society. We have to take over the different places in society and transform them into light. You could have the rest of the world be full of evil, but you could have the one paradise, the safe zone. That's where we come in, where we provide a light in the darkness. You guys can help that. Please help be a light to this world. Lazy and think God, Jesus is coming back. Yeshua is coming back anytime now. There's not much we can do. We just got to wait for him to come back. No, he's coming back in 150 years from now. We have so much work to do. There's so much work. You have no idea. And right now, I feel like it's almost entirely on my shoulders. All this work that needs to be done. I can't do it on my own. I'm a one man, and in many ways, I'm a pathetic man. In some of my personal flaws, my moral deficiencies, I need to improve spiritually and be a better person. So the fact that I'm so weak and insufficient in many areas of my life, and I don't know everything, I'm not an expert on all things. So I need help. But no one's helping right now. It's all on me, I feel like. So please, guys, help the cause. Join my cause, join this ministry, and together we can restore the ways of God. We can restore the ways of the true faith of the Messiah, the true church, the true Israel, and true righteousness. Spread it throughout the lands and create a non-corrupt government system and eliminate as much sin and evil in our areas as possible. I know we can never eliminate all evil in this world because we know, according to the scriptures, that's impossible because of the prophecies that are gonna happen. But we can do our best damn job ever to eliminate that horrible stuff in this world. So let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Join my cause. Consider being a patron. Consider joining this ministry. Consider joining the community that I will establish in the future. That's all I have to say. God bless you guys. Shalom. And I look forward to talking with you guys more and sharing what comes to my heart. That's all I have to say. Have a great week, guys, and I'll keep you guys posted on more updates of my personal life and more updates on the future ministry that I have. Oh, and by the way, there were some of the legal issues going on, but good news is I'm most likely not going to get arrested. because I'm not getting extradited. It's a long story, but there was a fear of the possibility of me having to get extradited from one state to another and go to jail in another state. I live in New York State. There was the possibility I would be extradited to Virginia State and go to jail in Virginia. The good news is that's not going to happen at this time, it looks like. According to the records, the legal records, I won't be getting extradited because the crime that I committed is not of a serious enough nature to warrant extradition. And basically the crime is violation of the protective order. I violated a technicality of the protective order. So, but the good news is I'm not getting extradited for that. So we still need to keep that in prayer, because basically I can't go to Virginia right now until the issue gets resolved. So in the future, I may need to go to jail to get that resolved, or I may have to do community service or something. I would be happy to do community service or pay a fine. You know, the fine could be as much as $2,500 according to the Virginia statute. Community service, you know, I'd be willing to, and possibly, you know, go to jail for a couple months. I'd be willing to do that too. So we'll see what happens with that. But also the lawsuit, the woman who had the protective order against me had a lawsuit against me, and that was going on for like 5-6 months. That's finally been dismissed. So it's good news. I've got a new job. Everything's going great in my life. So thank you guys for your prayers, and we'll talk again soon. Shalom, guys. Peace. Bye.